G'day folks, this afternoon I've headed northwest of where I live for an afternoon fishing adventure to see if I can find a fish.
Hey you! You're watching Rubbish Fishing.
Right, now my first stop is the Tungamah Weir Pool. This is the Tungamah Weir Pool in the little township of Tungamah. It used to be stocked with yellowbelly by fisheries, but it dried up in a drought and they discontinued stocking. It's had water in it for a few years now, so there should be a few carp here and possibly a few yellowbelly. So I'm going to fish here for a little while, and if I don't do any good, I'm going to head across to Golden Creek down near Katamatite and try there. Let's get some lines in and see how we go here first. Right, I've got my usual winter setup here, 2 rods. The short rod's got a running paternoster rig, the longer rod's got a running sinker rig, and they've both got 2 fat juicy janjuck worms. And I didn't cast that very far. That's a bit better. We've all done it, I forgot to open the bail when I cast it out. The longer running sinker rig, I'll put that down there. And I'm gonna leave that one laying really low, just so that I can detect nibbles a bit easier, that I can pick up too much wind. It wasn't much, but I just had a really little nibble on the rod on the right. It just went jab, just one short little jab. It was enough to give me hope. I've actually moved, since I filmed my introduction, I've moved the short rod on the left. It's literally about 1 metre in front of the jetty. There's quite a lot of water pushing through here at the moment, a lot more than normal. It doesn't even flow a lot of the time, it's only on a seasonal creek. But at the moment that seasonal creek is flowing very hard, and even though it doesn't look like much, it was washing my bait right down there and almost tangling with the other line, so I've just got the short one in nice and close. Something's nibbling at that, definitely. Got him, but it's very small. Is it a tiny carp like most other places, or it's going to be a bit heavier as it gets closer. It's a small carp, I'm betting, and yep. Well folks, at Tungamah Weir Pool, I'm on the board. Right, I've got a couple of fresh worms on, and I tell you what, it might only be a small carp, but one fish beats no fish every time, and I'm happy to be on the board. Just had another nibble on the running sinker rig, there it goes. Very similar bite to the last one. Got him, this one's a bit bigger. Oh yeah, not a monster, but it's bigger than the last one. My guess is probably another carpio. Gee, I'd love to see a yellowbelly, that'd really make me happy. Another carpio, oh well. It's actually not even all that much bigger. Too little. I'll get a photo of him down there then. Right, I've got the daily double. Might just leave that exact same worm on there, and you know what, I'm not even going to touch it. Just unhook the fish, euthanize the fish, throw the line straight back in as is. That wouldn't have been back in 1 minute, it's already had another nibble. The carp plague rages at Tungamah Weir Pool. He's on there, I reckon. I reckon he's on there. Yep, got him. This one might be a bit bigger. Yeah, this is definitely the biggest one so far. There's 3 fish in about 10 minutes. He's certainly a bit bigger, but he's still not huge. Fish of the day. My short rod here's getting a nibble. I'm just getting a photo of something playing with that, I reckon. There is too, look. Can you believe that? Double hookup. This is incredible. I'll get a photo of a daily double. Sit still, mate. Well, this is fun. I might just leave the same worm on this short rod and just sort of slide it down the hook a little bit like that. It's a bit mangled, but this was out about there. That was it. It was in nice and close. Initially I cast it right out there, but the current dragged it right around. How's this one looking? Oh yeah, these worms have already caught 2 carp. I reckon they've got 1 more fish in them. If we can get a day without some wind soon, and Holly's not at school, another bite, and Holly's not at school, I want to bring her over here to, got him, do a bit of float fishing. Oh, he got off. Oh, put it straight back out, assuming it was a he. It got off. Now, as I was saying, if we can get a calm day soon without any wind, I might bring Holly over here to do a little bit of float fishing because, like all kids, I love float fishing, and so does Holly. I reckon with the carp biting so well in here, I just reckon this would be so much fun float fishing in here at the moment. See this jetty that I'm sitting on? I'll take my camera off. See this awesome jetty? There's another one up there about 100 metres or so as well. This was paid for with fishing licence fees. There's a little plaque that says funded with fishing licence fees. There's a bite here and missed him. I've been trying to get a jetty like this built on the pond in Merriwa Park in Wangaratta, where it's really popular. And the most frustrating thing is, fisheries have got the funding, they can do it, they want to do it, they said, yep, we'd love to do that. The Wangaratta Council, I spoke to the mayor, he said, wow, that's awesome, let's make it happen. I put the two in contact with each other, but do you think the two government organisations will talk? For probably 2 or 3 years, I've been trying behind the scenes to get a jetty just like this one, built in Merriwa Park. I'm sure it's going to happen one day as soon as people learn to communicate. The council want it, fisheries want it, and fishers would want it, especially people with mobility issues, because you can wheelchair out onto one of these. They're fantastic. Everybody wants it. It's a win for everyone. But because of lack of communication between government bodies, it's just not happening, and that's just super frustrating. I just lost my bait on a snag down there. So what I'm going to do, because that's where most of the bites are coming from, I'm going to just flick the short rod down there for a bit. About there, I reckon. Put that one into the strike zone while I re-rig this one. That slack's all been taking up on that rod there, and I haven't even finished rigging up this rod. There it goes. Got him. Another small one. Wow, the place is plagued with them. The place is plagued with our carpios. That's the second one for the short rod, and all but one have come from down there near that stump. This is insane. This is so much more action than I thought I'd get. I've already caught, it's tangled around the end of the rod here. I've already caught 2 carp on these worms. I put them straight back out where they just were, while I continue to rig up or re-rig my running sinker rod. Right, time to return the rods to their proper posts. Something with that has picked up something on the way in. Look at that. A reindeer fish. This is something different. I've re-rigged this rod, but I didn't have a sinker the size I wanted. They were too small, so I put 2 on. It's like a double running sinker rig. I don't know how it's going to work. A running sinkers rig instead of a running sinker rig, because there's more than one. I reckon I can say with a great deal of certainty that the fishing was better when the sun was out. The wind dropped off, the sun came out, it was nice and warm on my back, and I got quite a few bites. And since the sun's gone behind the clouds again, they've slowed right down. I haven't had a bite for quite a while. I even had a couple of spots of really light rain here a moment ago. That's actually the reason that I came over here. I was going to go to Lake William Hovell today, but where I live in Wangaratta, it was sort of grey, there was a little bit of drizzle. If I'd gone south, it would have been greyer and wetter, and if I'd gone north, it would have been clearer, so I went north. I'll leave William Hovell for another day when the weather's just a little bit better. Look at that for a bite. Oh, that was a big bite. He's on there. He's on there. Got him. Where'd my phone just go? I just dropped it. Hopefully I didn't crack it. If I cracked it, I'll probably crack it. Right, another carpio. Place is infested with carpios. Right, I've gone into rain mode. I've put my camera in the car. I've put my phone in my little tackle box down here. And I've put a jumper on, and I've taken my reading glasses off. I used to love fishing in the rain and walking in the rain and, oh, there's a bite. Just doing anything in the rain until I started wearing glasses. Got him. As soon as I started wearing glasses, I stopped enjoying the rain. Da-da-bum, bum, bum. Another one bites the dust. Hope my hoodie's not covering my camera for that scene. El Carpio in the rain. I've got the biggest tangle. Now I'm going to try and untangle it without my glasses on. I'm sitting down on my chair while I untangle it so the chair doesn't get wet in the rain, and that other rod's just getting a bite. Oh, there it goes. Gonna have no lines in here shortly. He's sucking on it. Typical carp bite. Suck, 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 suck. What if I just hold it? Here he goes. Not yet. Here he goes. And got him. Small, this one. I might have just been swimming towards me. Nah. The smallest one today, this one. More of a gold colour. Look at that, it's a goldfish. I've been catching a few of these lately. It's a goldfish and it's even more gold in colour. Oh well. Now I've got no lines in. I can quickly put this one back here. I'll put that there. I'll deal with you in a minute, mate. Right, it's taken me a few minutes, but I finally got this untangled. I'm going to put that in with that last little bit of worm in. I'm not going to put a fresh worm on because I'm going to head over to the Broken Creek in a little while. So I'll make do with the dodgy worms that are on there for now. I've hooked up, folks. I missed the hook up. I actually just picked up this rod. I just picked it up. I thought I might put a fresh worm on this one because it had hardly anything left. I picked it up and there's a fish on the end. This is just incredible. There's dead fish floating everywhere. That's all right. They're all making their way down that way. Right, now the running sinker's rig is doing okay. I've just put a single worm on there. This will be my this will be the last one because I'm going to head over to Broken Creek in a little while. I'll tell you something really concerning about these carp. Like, we knew after last year's floods there was an explosion in carp numbers, and we knew that there was going to be a lot of carp turning up, but we didn't get a drought like I was sort of thought we might afterwards. And a lot of them survived. A lot of the little creeks, seasonal creeks, turned into pools and puddles, and the carp survived. And now with all this rain again this year, the creeks are flowing and those carp are distributing. So I reckon the carp plague has been pretty bad. I reckon it's about to get, I reckon it's going to get worse before it gets better. I've just finished packing everything up. I've put everything away, ready to go. Except my rods. I always leave them till last, just in case the last minute fish comes along. And I just had a bite on the running sinker. He's on there. A last minute fish, eh? I've just packed everything up and I've just caught one more. I wouldn't be surprised if there's one sitting on the paternoster rig as well. This has just been absolutely incredible. Nothing big, but heaps of these sort of small to medium, but small, call them small, heaps of these small carp. Have a look how I've been using my U-Butte fishing rod holder. I've got it at right angles like that so that I can wedge it in between the wood. Anyway folks, I've had a blast here at Tungamah Weir Pool on the Boosey Creek. I only caught carp, but I caught a lot of them and I had a lot of fun. Now it's time to venture downstream to Katamatite to fish the Broken Creek. And just like that, I'm standing on the bank of the Broken Creek at Dip Bridge. Same rods, same rigs, it'll be the same bait. Everything's the same except the actual location. Let's get the lines in. I'm going to throw my lines out a bit. I reckon there'll be a few snags around the bank, around the edges, so not very deep. And those of you that have been watching my channel for a while will know how much I love this creek. I fish here quite regularly. I've never actually fished in this particular spot though. There's a couple of spots downstream and a couple of spots upstream that I fish in, but this is the first time I've actually fished right here. Because of the angle of the line and the current sort of moved it down a bit, there's not much current, but I'm going to put this other rod on another stick. There's a bite on the short rod. He's still playing with it. He's been here 5 minutes. I was just about to tell you some stuff about this creek. Missed him. Got a snag instead. Now the other rod's getting a bite too, look. Wow, been here 5 minutes. I was just about to tell you that this is Broken Creek, but Boosey Creek, which is where I was at the start of the video at Tungamah, Boosey Creek and Broken Creek join up there, and there's not much water coming out of Broken Creek. So this is Broken Creek, but it's the same water that I was fishing. It's being fed by Boosey Creek. I reckon I've got more chance of catching a yellowbelly here than I did up at Tungamah. But in saying that, the black water event came through here last year and caused all kinds of problems. Got him. Another little carp, the same as at Tungamah, is it? Yep. At Tungamah, I meant, not Tungamah. That's the same, but it's a much darker fish. Look how dark in colour it is. I've caught really black carp over here before. Oh well, looks like the story continues. I was just dispatching that carp and this rod got a huge bite. I reckon he's still on there. He is. Please be a yellowbelly. There's more chance of catching a yellowbelly here than where I was. Although even then, after last year's black water event, I think it's still a pretty long shot. Must be wrapped around snags or something down there. It is wrapped around snags. Biggest fish of the day and it's wrapping around snags. It's free. Biggest fish of the day, but it's still a carp. The chances of me catching a yellowbelly here are unlikely. I actually haven't heard of any being caught here since last year's black water event. But I'm sure there's still a few here that would have survived. And I'm in with a chance as long as I've got a line in. I'm going to put both of these lines back in with the same worms that I just caught them fish on. Come on, come on. Got you this time. Got him. Bit bigger this one. Quite a bit bigger. Yeah, still a carp though. Alright. Wonder if I can just go the lift or the line break. Oh, please don't break the line. Oh, didn't break the line, but the hook pulled out of his mouth. Oh well. Should have got the net. It's right there. Should have got the net. That's it. I'm getting a bite here while I'm talking to you.
Makes my blood run cold thinking about getting
Yeah, that's it. I've got to go. I've just hooked a massive carp. Alright, bye. Just on the phone to my dad. My other rod's getting a bite. Look at this. Oh no, not the daily double. It's gonna be shortly. Always get the best bites when I'm on the phone. Right, come away from that other line. Might just have to do a bit of maintenance here. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, I nearly tangled them together. Right, now. There's a lot of snags right in front of the bank here. This is a very big carp. This is well over 60. Alright, whoa. Oh, that's bigger than all the other fish that I've caught today. One fish to rule them all. Right, what's the length? I'm going to guess 66. Oh, it's from there 64 centimetres, 63 and a half. We'll call it 64 centimetres of scaled whale caught on the short little 3-foot stumpy rod. For some reason, I reckon 9 out of 10 big carp surveyed said they preferred to take the bait off a short fishing rod. Oh, now these two Jan Juck worms have already caught 2 carp, and I'm going to leave them on. Actually, they've caught 2 and lost 1. Oh, small rod's getting the action again. Got him. Not as big as the last one. Oh, it's wrapped around a snag. Snag out there by the looks of it. Yeah, it's gone under that other line. Alright, here we go. Come on, how'd you get? Quick! Another one for the pile. Bada boom, boom, boom. Another one for the pile. Bada boom, boom, boom. The fourth carp on the same worms. Look at that. Mangled bits of worm. It's working, so I can stay like that. Just putting a bit of fresh bait on the long rod, and the short rod's getting a bite. Got him. Just baiting up the running sinker rod, and the paternoster rod got a bite. The small one, and reeling straight in at 100 mile an hour. Carp Central. There's a fish on here. I was just about to reel the line in and just check the bait, and I thought I'll start filming just in case there's a lazy fish on there, and there is. Another addition to the pile. Normally in winter you pick up a couple of carp here and there, but to just catch so many fish like this today, I've never seen this in winter before, not in my area. Maybe up north where it's a little bit warmer. Folks, I missed the hookup, but it's the same deal on this rod. I just went to check the bait and there's a fish sitting on there as well. They must just grab the worm and then just sit in one spot. This is just amazing. It's good fun, but it's getting a bit repetitive. A yellowbelly to break the monotony would be nice. It's a pity I haven't got my game camera with me. I've got quite the pile up there on the bank now. Well, I better check these worms. I've actually been gas bagging for the last half an hour or so to a guy named Dougie. Big shout out to Dougie, and a big shout out to Dougie's dad down in Geelong, who enjoys watching my videos. It was great to meet you, Doug. While I was talking to Doug, I caught another carp about that long, and then I haven't had a touch for a while, so I might check my bait. Although why I'm saying that, this line's moving around a bit now. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a fish sitting on the end of either of these rods, which there is on this one. Wonder how long it's been sitting there for. The whole time I was talking to Doug, this rod never had a touch, but the other one had a couple of nibbles, so there could be one sitting on there too. Dougie lives at Katamatite, just a little township just upstream, and he told me that since the black water, he hasn't heard of any yellowbelly or any native fish at all caught in here since the black water event last year, which was a bit sad. They'll come back, they'll get stocked again and they'll come back, and I reckon there'll be a couple in here that would have survived. But right, I'll euthanise this, then we'll check the other rod. Sit that there. I'll just check this. Is there a carp sitting on this one as well? No, believe it or not. Got him. I'm determined to catch a yellowbelly in here today. There's a little one, this one. Another little carp, another dark one, the same as the first one that I got here. Almost black, this one. Look how dark it is. Right, sun's just set, so I'm going to put fresh bait on both rods. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a fish on one of them. Seems to be a pattern every time I check, and there's a fish already sitting there. I think the little stumpy rod just had a bit of a nibble. Come on, come on, come on, and got him. Is that a yellow? There's got to be one here in the mix somewhere. Sure of it. It is another carpio. A few of them in the mix, I'm sure of that. It's amazing how they vary so much in colour. The last one was almost black. Come on. So many bites. Got him. I just put the other line in. I went to sit down and went to have a drink. Straight away got another bite. This is incredible. Unbelievable. Well, now if you're viewing this and you're from England, just understand that here in Australia, carp are different to in England. In England, you guys worship them. I believe you stock them into some waterways, you manage them. Here, they are completely feral and they're an introduced noxious species, and we're required by law to kill them. So if you've never seen Australian carp fishing videos before, this may look a little bit confronting to you, the way I handle them so poorly, but this is Australia and that's what we do. We take them out and get rid of them out of the system. And for the record, Johnny Bairstow was out. He left his crease before the umpire called over. He was out, fair and square. Can I catch the last fish of the day? Got him. Can I catch a yellowbelly? Wouldn't it be awesome if this was a yellowbelly? certainly feels a bit different. It's fighting a bit different. Shouldn't say that, but it doesn't come to the surface like the rest of them. You'll probably hear me squeal if I catch a yellowbelly. Just let me get a visual. If it's going to get off, let me see it before it gets off. It's not looking being near the surface. Could this be the elusive yellowbelly that I've waited? Oh, it's wrapped me around something. No way. That's just cruel. I wonder if I can step down there. Doesn't look all that deep. This might not end well, but you never know. It's out, it's out, it's out. Give me a view. Oh, it's another carp. It was fighting differently. It was fighting differently to all the other fish. He's hooked down deep, and it's a little bit bigger than many of them. I reckon I should be right to just deadlift it because the net's way up there. Just when I thought I had a golden perch, or a yellowbelly as we call them, there was another carp. Well, this was certainly a very intense fishing trip. Osmo, stop recording.